Black Spring with Autumn on your Thursday. It's Thursday morning, and occasionally I do a little trek, and I decided to bring you along with me on this one. So, as you can see from the title indicated on this one, that there's a bit of inversion going on there. So, just take your time and decode as you will, if you can do that. Appreciate it. So what I want to get into is, we've talked about the party of Savad, or Davos, and we've been talking about them for months, along with the WE forum, and it seems like, they're revving things up. You can see, just a little recap, a little landscaping. You see all over the country, all over the world, you've got these massive, burning wastelands everywhere. For example, I think there's maybe due to temperatures that are above 40 degrees Celsius, that kind of a bit. And of course they're blaming, the scientists are blaming it on, of course, they're blaming it on one thing or another. They're blaming it on the change, right? And the story that I want to bring to you now, in the States not too long ago, but it looks like the farmers in the Netherlands are pushing back against their government's nitrogen-free, SDG. And when I say SDG, you guys know what that means. It's a sustainable development goal, or they spin it any way they want. ESG, environmental sustainable goal. But it looks like they are, blocking roadways because the government it's almost like they are trying to shut them down. They're trying to crush them financially. It's all, of course, in alignment with these ESG goals, the SDG goals, the WE Forum, these governments around the world, Sri Lanka, they're all trying to do nitrogen free, because we spoke about this not too long ago in reference to Korea, in which we talked about the shortages on the nitrogen fertilizer, and we also mentioned that the Korean government was asking their citizens to basically contribute to the soils, to the fertilization via defecation. Okay, so we talked about that, but now, I think this is out of Technocracy News, that apparently the Netherlands ranks, even though they're smaller than the U.S. in terms of course, population, but their production, I think, is like 6th in production, and that they're actually quite, seasoned, and they're quite talented farmers at what they do, but they're being crushed. And this is the kind of thing I think we've seen on a historic level, in which people have lost their farmland, and or basically having your land seized, or having your livelihood be suppressed, to me, is another form of tyranny. It's like I think historically these kinds of things have happened before, but we've also seen it, in cultures in which, I think we've seen this in Africa before, in which, the dominating class or whatnot decides that they're going to seize, or they're going to treat other people's land as if they have eminent domain. But instead, it's the government that's doing it, the Dutch government, but they seem to be in lockstep. Well, according to, I think it's Michael Jan, he's a reporter, I forgot where he's from, but he seems to be reporting, similar party of Davos, that they are basically, trying to shut these farmers down, and which is going to cause, contribute to world, famine and hunger issues. So I'm telling you, but the measures that they're taking in the Netherlands, in terms of, blocking main arteries, if you will, I guess, in terms of, getting the materials out, getting farming, and I guess produce or whatever out, distributing it out. They want to shut that down, and they figure, okay, well, we know this is inconvenience, but would you rather be inconvenienced now, or would you want to be even greater inconvenience at a greater rate down the road, and contribute to world famine? Seems to be the position of the farmers and those that support, their efforts to push back. So yeah, it's the nitrogen-free fertilizer, and to me, it's destruction. It's like, this is, destruction is what we're seeing. We're not seeing any kind of restoration, or we're continuing to see the destruction of human beings, and the dehumanization of the human beings that are, left. So I just wanted to bring that to you. And of course, we have Skill Cates. He's doing, he's got an entire grant that can be seen on his website, the BMG Foundation. He's given $100,000 in a grant for more, all in the name of humanity and safety or whatnot. And of course, you know what that means. I mean, it's listed, what their contributions. So I don't know where this ends, my friends. I really don't. I really don't. And then, of course, they don't want to admit, because I think there was some disruption in their original contributions due to, the wiggle before. So it's a complex environment, and death and destruction is what's being promoted. And they'll take it any way that they can. It just seems that is the agenda. That is the agenda, it seems to be. And shout out to Mr. Franchuk Pearson. I mean, he talks about, this kind of thing all the time. Like the Dominion, he draws a lot of parallels between, he does, of course, some biblical prophecies or parallels between, some of the things that are going on, and the Dominion, and what it actually means, on a spiritual level, and maybe even a metaphysical level, what it means to have dominion. And that is one of the things that it's still in the news. That J6 stuff is still in the news. And who knows what the new matrix, what the fall matrix is going to bring. I don't know. I guess everybody better just stand fast. But mostly it's like the food wars is what I wanted to bring to you guys. It's like the more supplies that they take out, the worse off, we're going to be. Unless you want to have mealworm proteins, and, unless you're going to fill your diet up with that kind of a bit, and bug burgers, and I just, they're totally anti-meat. Okay, there's certainly less control there compared to what we're dealing with here, because whatever the media says is what the truth is. It doesn't matter. I mean, let's just go to the availability of things, of course. Check it all out, and of course, leave your comments in the comment section. I want to go a little bit more in depth on this today, but our friends in the Netherlands are they're pushing back. And remarkable that in 2022 that it just seems that America is on a lull, and we've had everyone from Canadians to now the Netherlands, the Dutch are, pushing back. It seems like we're kind of, dare I say, trailing would be generous. I mean, I don't even know if we're trailing. Do we have a pulse? I mean, give us some kind of sign. Because this nitrogen issue is a big problem, and of course, I think most of us on this channel are aware that, that these farmers have been subsidized in the past, not to grow, food, and I would imagine that they would even expand that even more in order to further this agenda. I mean, I didn't realize that a nitrogen-free society is what they were going after. So I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. But this was kind of give you a big overview. I can get into some of the deets later, but that was certainly coming out of Technocracy News, and it's the Dutch farmers that are doing the pushback and the blockades and trying to wake their own people. I think that was one of the mentions or the tags inside of that particular article, is that they were trying to bring an awareness, and not just bring an awareness, but I guess they want to do a passive or a peaceful assembly, I guess, until further notice. I don't know. But, but then here's the other thing. I think we talked about this before. I mean, I just noticed that most of our meat, if you eat meat, whether you eat chicken, or they really that high tuned, as to the changes that they were experiencing. I mean, I think that like 3 generations ago, that people were healthier, they were stronger, and now strong. I just find that we're not. As a nation, as a whole, I think this nation is quite ill health, and anything on the building, or this color purple is showing up everywhere. Purple, and then that blue, that Tiffany blue that Mr. Pearson refers to. I've seen it in the Poise Pads commercial, like big time. Like, I have never seen so much purple and blue in my life. And do I think it's significant? Yes, I do. Because we've never seen that much purple. We've never. And, and then I was watching somebody's show about they were gonna do something with markers in the town, and they were gonna paint purple spots on the trees. So it's definitely showing up everywhere. It's starting to show up in some of the most odd places. So I don't know, but I've been saying this, and a lot of people have been saying, we think we're revving up to something big here, and there's signs all around. I think there's things all around us. People calling purple flags on things. It's just bizarre. C'est très bizarre, the amount of purple that's coming into the world. Like, you can even see these reporters or random people, the guys wearing purple ties, or the news reporters wearing a purple. Trying to think of another. These are commonplaces. Like I told you guys about the purple lights on the infrastructure. The purple lights under bridges. Yeah, the street, your street lights or your interstate lights are in purple. So I'm just thinking, like there's got to be a significance there. Like I said, I'm sure there's more commercials that have the purple going on, purple and Tiffany blue happening. So I don't know. Like I said, you guys put your comments in the comment section. But yes, we do have these food wars going on quite heavily, and I'm not quite done with it. I think maybe I may try to come back later and just do like a regular stream, and I guess we can go from there. But I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in, and I know the connectivity is the issue and da 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 da. But you notice I spelled everything backwards, so you need to decode. If you're new to the channel, you have to do a little decoding around here. I have not released a list of decodes, but I have used picture representations. Like when we talk about the Z28, we're talking about your evac status. And the other example would be, we show the Ferrari, and we're referring to this professor that's the right hand to me. He's the guy that's developing all the maniacal megalomaniac crap out of the we forum. So I had a couple more photos up there, but I haven't released a decoder. No, I haven't done that. But let me know what you're seeing in the stores. I mean, did you guys see that little relief you got on your gas? Is that helping you out or no? A little too late, right? But they'll just make up for it in the grocery store. If they drop 50 cents, let's get you in the grocery store. I mean, it's like 50 cents more. Is that the magic number? For 50. Store. I don't know, give me 50. Having a look at, I think global research is fully loaded right now. So probably go into global research on the next stream, and we'll get into some things there, and yeah, we'll talk about all the contributions from the Skates Foundation and money that he's sending to Le Chinois for research and for more. Yeah, I didn't even say anything about the Roger Rabbit pox. I didn't say that because I'm telling you, I think we're gonna home with the Smurf pop. And look, don't get me wrong. It's not to say that I don't believe that anybody's being affected by any of this madness. I'm just saying, like, you guys are steadfast, but many people are not. And they're going to freak out with every line. They need the fear, because you know what fear is? It is energy. That is, like I said, Mr. Pearson, I learned like so much, like the different sources of energy, and they need the fear. Fear is a source of energy. And yeah, it really is. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and if you could leave a comment in the comment section, I'd love to hear from you. And what I'm going to try to do is come back later. I think I have at least a couple more reports. There's just so many things out there. But here's the other ticker. Did you guys watch any of the Joe Biden's live? And what is going on with these people's eyes? You see what I mean? It's almost like, are we dealing with imposters? It's like these people's eyes are like stones. They're not, they're black. It's like they're, dilated pupils. It's almost, it looks robotic, or yeah, or out of this world beings. Like, what was going on? I hope people can start to wake up if they're not. And like I said, I think that's obsolescent to say wake up at this point. I don't know, but you gotta see this stuff. This little beady eye situation. This is not the first time that I've heard about imposter, theories before, and dare I say theories. But just look at it. You don't have to take my word. You can just look at it for yourself and say, hey, does this person look like true as, blood is blue in their veins or whatever? I mean, do they look like, is there any, signs of life there? Like, most people's eyes are not like that. It's like frozen. So, I have no idea. I really don't. But I just thought I had a look at that. And I have not had a chance to see the live stream of the Fed chair. That I have not seen. But I tell you what I did see, which was annoying as it can be. And I said I was done, but I just got to speak about this really quick. All right, so I saw this table with Kamala Harris sitting around it. And, these women are going around the table. I said, what is this show and tell ritual exercise BS? And what I did see? I saw a headline that said some Russian was making fun of Kamala Harris. Well, who cares if she's wearing a blue suit? Who cares if she's, who cares? Wearing the color blue. Versus, I guess, sources for water and yeah. I don't know. There was some movie that was referenced about the Transformers. I guess I need to watch the movie. And then there's another movie that somebody told to me. It was called Divinian. Is it Divinian?